Okay, so I figured I'd just make this video because I've seen like a lot of stuff online. Uh, People talking about, how Sparking Zero is gonna come out and it's gonna affect Xenoverse. Like Xenoverse is gonna be a dead game after, Sparking Zero releases, and how, a Xenoverse 3 potentially, which we've all been, speculating that can come out, is not going to come out. It's just never going to release in their minds. Um, and you know what? Like, there's nothing wrong with having like opinions. Like, I'm not gonna hate on somebody for having whatever take they have on whatever, but like, let's just kind of like think about it for a minute. Now, let's talk about Sparking Zero first. Sparking Zero is going to be a great game for sure. It's, from all the gameplay we've seen on YouTube, like, thus far, the game looks really good. It looks smooth. It looks like it captures, like, everything that everybody wants to see in the game, like a Dragon Ball game. And in regards to, like, Budokai Tenkaichi as well. That game is built, basically from what I've seen from the gameplay, like it's going to be built to be played for years on end. Just from you being able to like create, like quests. No, I don't know if it's quests, but like raid battles or whatever. There's like a function where you can make scenarios in the game, which is very, very cool. It's the first time we're seeing that implemented. Like the Three Idiots have done that in their video, like C-Reacts, Dodoya, Rhyme Style. They've done that in like their Budokai Tenkaichi videos, like, and some of the Xenoverse ones too, where they kind of have like modded battles, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Sparking Zero is gonna have that, so just that feature alone gives the players the capability to play that game for a while, bro. Because I mean, modders are probably already gonna go crazy on the game for sure, but that one mode is probably gonna carry the game hard. The game is already beautiful. It looks great. The combos, everything just looks like fresh, so that's already going to help it like stand on two legs, and it's going to get the other two from just that one mode. But yeah, and who knows, there's probably even more the game offers as well, which is pretty cool. Like, I'm looking forward to it. You can expect to see some gameplay on the channel, when that comes out. But yeah, back on the Xenoverse 2 topic though, or the future of Xenoverse, I should say. The game isn't going to die. Okay, like, people need to get that out of their head. Like, the game isn't gonna die. Sure, you could argue maybe like the player count of the game itself is probably gonna go down once like Sparking Zero drops, and I could definitely see that happening. But there's still gonna be active players for sure. Like, I mean, there's people like me, man. Like, take me for example. I've played Xenoverse 2 since it came out, like 2016, like launch day. I've put like so much time into like my CAC, my SAN. Like, I'm glad to play with them and everything, but like, I just can't see like other people that feel the same way. Like, they put that much time into their characters and stuff, just not playing the game anymore just because another Dragon Ball title comes out. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, for me, like, I'm definitely gonna probably play like Sparking Zero a lot for sure, but Xenoverse 2 will still be like in the rotation, maybe not as heavy, especially like not at the release date of like Sparking Zero, but it's still gonna be in the rotation for sure of like what I'm playing Dragon Ball wise. But yeah, man, like, other people are gonna feel the same. People have an attachment to that game, and it's fair, because I mean, look at all the DLC they put in the games and stuff, right? We have like 17 DLCs now, I think. All the characters, all the quests, all the moves, like all the costume, like all that. It just adds to everything. Like, there's so much that people just put into their CACs, man. It's ridiculous. So yeah, like that. I think we can debunk that. We can debunk that. So yeah, player base still will be there. Now, yeah, like I said, like I did mention, the player base can definitely decrease, especially around the time that Sparking Zero, has the launch date or whatever, like October. I forgot what exact date it is. I think it's like the 11th of October. Pretty sure. If that's the case though, like, yeah, like there could be some people that don't play. Xenoverse 2 is heavy, but there's still going to be active players throughout the course of that year. But Xenoverse 2 in and of itself, man, like, and this is the case with Sparking Zero too. Sparking Zero is made now in what, 2024? It's probably been in development. But like I said, they've set that game up to be played for years in the future. So we can expect to see, like, you know, Sparking Zero stuff well into the future beyond 2024, well into like the next releases of like Dragon Ball games in the future. Xenoverse 2 has been standing on its like last legs. I don't know if I want to say last legs, but it's been standing, you know, since 2016. It's been a while. And like I mentioned previously in like other videos, like as consoles improve over time, the things that consoles can do, you know, they just get more and more insane as time goes on. So Xenoverse 2, it won't be able to be pumped out on newer consoles to the same degree as it is nowadays with, like, you know, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. Sure, it came out on Xbox One, so they're kind of getting away with, like, you know, well, Xbox One and PS4, I should say. They're getting away with, like, you know, still pumping it out, ramping it up to next gen, because it's still Xbox Series X, PS5. It's based off of like the engine from its predecessor, which is the PS4 and Xbox One. So it's still gonna function in regards like to the newer consoles pretty much the same as it always has. I'm yapping, but bear with me. It's gonna function like how it always has. But yeah, like the functionality is still there because, you know, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, there's not so much of like a grandiose difference in terms of like, well, there is a big difference in terms of like, you know, loading speed and like, you know, the size of games, like ray trace. There's so much like that goes into that, but it's just kind of like an upgraded version, you know? So, but that can't be said for like future consoles. Like things could change drastically for like the futures of like, you know, Microsoft and Sony. They could implement something crazy and then, you know, that becomes the new gimmick for why you should get that console or whatever. There's going to be something new, is my point, in the future. And Xenoverse 3 is where they kind of have to, just, you know, slap the nail at that point. Just throw out Xenoverse 3, because if we have a new console, and, you know, you might as well take advantage of that and come out with a new title, and then that game can be played for years throughout the next generation of consoles, because you already see what's happening with like Fighter Z. Like, I think Fighter Z may be like the only example, because I think Kakarot, every game is still getting treatment, which is good, and it shows you that they still have care for like the games. Most of the games that have been released in like the past couple of years or so are still getting like treatment. Like, I guess you could say like Xenoverse 2 and up, 2016 and up, a lot of those games are still getting like updates and all that stuff, which is good. So yeah, you can expect Sparking Zero to be the same way. But Xenoverse 2 has been that way since 2016, so it's like, I don't know. But you could argue against my point and say, yeah, like, you know, Xenoverse 2, at the end of the day, it still can be played on like future consoles, you know, like an Xbox and a PlayStation, like 2 or 3 consoles from the, like, down the line from now, Xenoverse 2 could still come out like on those consoles. And yeah, you could argue that, but that just sounds like, that just really sounds unrealistic in my case, in my opinion. But there's nothing wrong with thinking that. Just in my opinion, man, I think that Xenoverse 3 is just the best they can hope for in terms of like longevity. I think Sparking Zero is going to hold the fan base over for a long time. And, you know, some people might be complacent with Sparking Zero, and I don't blame them at all, because that game, just from what we've seen, like I said, it looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be the next big thing. It's going to be able to be played for a while, and the next big thing in regards to Dragon Ball, I should say. But yeah, I just don't see the same for Xenoverse. But let me know what you guys think down below, man. Do you guys think that Xenoverse 2 will still be able to be played on future consoles with the release of Sparking Zero in the future? Because I do agree that some players may not play Xenoverse 2 anymore, but there still is like a core fan base that's dedicated to the game. So there's that. But I just think that it would be such a treat for the players that have been in that core community just to get another game. And even if I think the next game, if you want to say Xenoverse 3 does come out, I think it should be the final game for the Xenoverse franchise, unless they want to do more with it. But I think we are deserving of a new game. But the game is still getting so much love that if we are to get a third game, you can expect them to put a lot of care into it, which is what, you know, I'm looking forward to if it does happen. So yeah, man, this is just me being like, I'm just yapping. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just sitting here yapping in my chair, man. But hoping you guys like the video. Let's not try to be too toxic in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, like I said though, let me know your opinions down below. Like the video for more, subscribe, hit the noti bell if you want to, and peace.